Hi, so welcome to another episode of I Lost It at the Movies, and we have Anne here with us, Anne Takahashi. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Anne?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So Anne is a film publicist, and she was also my first boss in New York. She runs her own film publicity firm called TAKA PR. And then I was working for Anne for almost 2 years, I guess, on and off. And I had my first real working experience with her. And then we have stayed in touch ever since. And yeah, it's really nice to have you here, Anne. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course,
It's nice to see you also.
you too. Like, did you could just get back from Toronto?
Yeah, Friday.
Damn, right. So, how was it? How were you? Are you happy with like the outcome from TIFF?
Yeah, I think the market was a little slow. I think that there weren't that many acquisitions announced. I guess it takes a while because it's a slower market. But we had like four films, and one of them won an award. So yeah, I think overall it was successful. I think press-wise was pretty shy and underwhelming. But again, I think it goes with the market maybe.
Oh, okay. What's the film again, and by who? From
Um,
where?
so it's the one that won an award was is called Talk Me, and it won Best International Short. It was in Cannes previously, so it's an NYU short actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, produced by Spike Lee, and then so world premiere in Cannes, and then went on to Toronto. And now that it won the prize, it's Oscar eligible because Toronto is one of the eligible festivals when you win an award. So you're qualified automatically if you win an award there.
That's cool. Did you start working on it before TIFF or?
No, I started in Cannes, so
Oh,
I
okay.
started working on it in April.
Oh my God, amazing,
And then
amazing.
after Cannes we stopped, and then like it got picked for TIFF, and then we started again after that. But it's hard. Like publicity for shorts is not so much press. It's more like getting him to parties, and then like introducing him to people in the industry,
Right,
having his face like known because
right.
and he has that and then he has that he knows that it's very difficult to represent shorts. So it's
Mm.
not so much reviews. It's more like you know public relations, like in its core, which is really like setting him up to meet the right people and then
Yeah.
have him like show his face basically.
It's a little bit of like a side question, but I'm like curious, just briefly, do you think it's important for like a director to have shorts under their belt before making features, or, you know, what do you think?
I think it's a lot of the time what happens.
Right.
They have their shorts. It's kind of a training for them. It's kind of a business card for them. If you're like selected in like a big festival, like people
Right.
take notice. There's a lot of like agents and producers and people in the industry that are like looking at talent, and then in the side section or in the short section to just kind of scout them for like features.
Right.
In the case of Joker, the director of Talk Me, like he's already writing a feature. I mean, he has a lot of things lined up. He already has talent representation, but for someone that doesn't have any of that, I think the short is kind of like the the
Right.
key to like open the door to like a feature collaboration with like people that will help you do it, like make the feature. Even though it's difficult, but still, I think it helps to get your like name out there.
Do you think you can monetize shorts, or it's simply just like a stepping stone for your career? Because I feel like the knowledge
Um,
here, at least from what I've learned in Indonesia, it's like you can't really like monetize on shorts, but it is like an important step in your career, I guess.
yeah, so I think I don't think it's more like an investment in your career than
Right.
like something you're gonna get money back on. But like for example, he won I think 15,000, Canadian
Right.
dollar with the award yesterday. So
Right.
it doesn't pay for much, but it does, still get
Right.
him to like pay back some stuff. And, I think it's not a money, definitely. I mean, it's not a money making business, I think,
Yeah.
in general, regardless of whether it's a short or a feature. I don't think that's the point, but I
Yeah.
think keep it kind of keeps you working, you
Right.
know?
Right.
I think that's the key.
Excuse me. I feel like, well, when I first started working for you, when I came back home to Indonesia, and then people were asking me questions like, so you're doing like film publicity, like what is it? Because yeah, the general knowledge here, film publicity is just basically getting people to watch it. And nowadays, with I think influencers, they only care about getting like TikTok videos about the movie, and getting influencers to post like an Instagram story about the movie, and that way, no, like that's the only way for you to get like audiences to come to the theater. Like at least in Indonesia, it's
Mm.
like it film publicity. I don't want to say it doesn't matter. It does matter, but it like what I when I was working for you, like they didn't understand like the importance of it, like the importance of getting like reviews from this publication, or like pursuing a review from this critic. Like they just don't see the importance at all, which I think is sad. But it's like I feel like it's really cool that at least in the US it still matters. Like the press still matters. And I'm just like wondering, like from your perspective, from like a film publicist working now for how many years?
Um, like maybe 10, over 10
See,
years,
yeah,
maybe.
like yeah, for that long, like why do you still think that the press is important despite, like, I think what's driving audiences to the theaters and audiences who watch movies, they are really different now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I asked myself that question too. I think that there's like in terms of audiences in the US, there is a revival of like people going back to the theater because obviously with the pandemic, like people just stopped going, and with the streamers and all that, it was already a struggle. But
Right.
like with the pandemic on top of it, it also made it a lot harder.
Yeah.
But I do think in New York, at least, there are like new theaters or like, projects for theaters to reopen that were closed, or like people taking on that project and trying to fundraise to like get theater to reopen in LA also. So there is a need to watch films in cinema, I think, in at least in big cities in the US.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about smaller cities, but I think, yeah, it's what I do is more the business. I do publicity for like business, which means like I get approached by either a producer or a sales agent, and I can explain what those are. But that has a selection of a film in a major festival, and the film in question doesn't have any distribution, so they don't
Right.
have any possibility to get shown in theaters because they don't have a distributor. So the press that you get at festivals will kind of help getting a deal
Right.
to be distributed. So there's an extra step that like you don't see when you go to the cinema. Like the film has a release date. There's a marketing plan. They just do like it's already set to be theatrically released. Whereas when I start working, most of the time on films, they don't have a release date, they don't have a distributor, but the
Oh.
press, the business uh, people in charge of acquiring films are gonna look at that press, which is the business press, not the consumer press,
Right.
which is
Right.
different.
Right.
Saying, oh, this got really great reviews, or like, oh, this is like made by this person that has this background, and like I want to know more about this person. So this is the step that probably people don't know about. But it's very hard to get business press to look at your film because there's like in Toronto, for example, there's like 300 films playing. So why would they go see yours?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
relationships, and then following up, and then being on top of it, like also going to places, going to parties, going to press screenings, talking to journalists. Like this is all the same thing, so people eventually like know who you are and what you're doing. So I'm more like working on international cinema, not like major stars driven films, although I would not be against it, but it's a different type of work.
Right.
um but it's also the cinema that I prefer, which is less popular, I guess,
Yeah,
than like
yeah.
most. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like I think it's a striking difference. Like even here, yeah, like the press doesn't really matter, and it you only rely on like the number of audience that you can get on like opening weekend. Like it's really important for them to like update like yeah, like the amount of people who are watching the movie every day. And I think that's like a marker of a big success, instead of like, I don't know, looking for like real articles and real criticism about the movie, like that's like often overlooked. And I feel like it's very, I don't know, I think it's kind of unfortunate, like how this influencer culture has like, I don't know, has dominated like the film like a film cycle, I
Mm.
guess. And it's especially concerning here because really there's not much like journalists who you can like, I think like tastemakers, we don't have that here. So it's like it really depends on which influencer with the most followers will post about your movie and will get their fans to watch. And yeah, like
Yeah.
people don't really have their own like taste. And people, it's really hard for people to like, I like this movie without being like influenced by what this influencer is saying. Anyways, that's just like my rant. It's like been
Yeah, I
bothering me.
think it's yeah, I think it's because, but you have to go with the times. I mean, this is the times we're in. Like, I think
Right.
there's not much you can do. But I do think, as I mentioned, that there's a resurgence of younger audiences attending, like, even like old, like retrospectives and things. I've been to theaters in New York where it was like an old French film from the 1950s, and it was like full, and the audio, like, and full like every day, like it wasn't just that one time.
Right.
And so and the audience was like half, like, maybe in their 60s, and half like really like in their 20s. So there is, I think, kind of hope in that way. But I also think that, then you're influenced by the power of the social media, and
Yeah.
people's attraction from, like, people are attracted to, like, more influencer type of
I
people.
mean,
But it just depends
true.
what you want, like, if
True. Yeah, that's true. I feel like it's just, like for me, I'm only complaining about like the lack of, I don't know, like having like film journalists as like the other, like one of the sources for film news here. I don't know. I think it
yeah.
just sucks. I think, yeah, like it's unfortunate. But
But it's
anyways,
the same in the US. I mean, it's like it's a dying art of
right,
writing,
right. Anyways,
um,
like,
especially in independent cinema.
yeah, I was just talking about another guest I was having earlier. He said that when he was like 13 or 14, he used to watch movies based on like the ads on the newspaper. And then I don't know, I missed out on that. And I feel like, I don't know, it'd be like, I don't know, it would feel, I don't know, much less instant than it is now, and much more casual, yet
Yeah.
more intentional. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just cool. Like that's like a whole culture that I missed out on. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it would be good to have that. I don't know, like something similar to that now.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Well, we'll talk more about film publicity later. But I want to get let's get to your two picks. So you picked first you picked Happy Together. It's by Wong Kar-Wai, 1997. And
Wow.
I remember you had initially planned on having your company named after it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone
right.
else did it after.
Wait, really? Is that what happened?
Well, but it doesn't really work with this thing, but yeah, it's and he told me it's actually not a great name because then people are confused. So,
Right? It's like
but I
too long
still
or
think it should
something.
be no, no, he's is like just happy together, but he does like marketing and like social media stuff, talking about influencer and stuff. But it's mine was the Happy Together group, which I loved. But
Right.
I think the fact that it's my name, like with the kind of within the, people start saying that, oh, it's like Taka, and I'm like, oh, great, like it's starting to be in the
Period.
conversation more.
Period.
Like how like a name it doesn't mean anything until people start talking. Like when you're introduced or whatever. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is.
Mhm.
I think I got it when you were still like considering both options, but I think it eventually like eventually fell on Taka PR, and I think that's like a great decision. So
Okay,
iconic.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope
But
so.
yeah, happy like so you love that movie that much. So yeah, like
So
talk to
much.
me.
It's
Yeah,
just like I mean, I think movies they're also about like where you were and what you were doing when you watched it. So I think
exactly.
yeah, it's
It's
also as
my
important as the film,
it's
you
my
know.
next question. Like so tell me your experience like first time watching the movie, where were you, who you were with, how old were you?
I don't remember if I was like, well, if I was, I saw it when it came out, but I remember I went to NYU Film School. I mean, like you, and we had, they were two people that I really bonded with, and I was producing at the time. I was kind of interested in producing at NYU, so I didn't really direct anything, but I kind of partnered with this guy who was really visionary, like with his style and like had really great influences and like ideas, and it was always very beautiful. It was almost too beautiful, but he did a short film and he created that Wong Kar-Wai lighting. Like it's like this like weird like white I mean sorry red like light in like a
Yeah, yeah.
staircase. There was a scene and it was kind of like not copied but almost. And I don't know, I just felt like we just had this like really common taste that kind of brought us together. I remember in school in New York, and I was not really knowing what I wanted to do, but just to be as passionate about making the film that my partner was doing and like the director was doing,
Yeah.
and then having that connection of our like really big love for Wong Kar Wai kind of is like a memory for me. It's not just the film; it's really like that time where I was producing and like younger, and then having that common vision for a film and the same taste. So I've seen it many times in many different
Wow.
iterations. I think I like it much more than I like In the Mood for Love. I think In the Mood for Love is the classic one, and it's obviously very beautiful. I just really like the tragedy of the love story. I like that
Right.
it's super universal. Like it's like really, it's a gay couple, but it could be like any couple. I think, and I love obviously the music is insane and the the different formats. Like it's just very romantic and it's kind
Yeah.
of tragic, which I like. It's just he changes color, like he does black and white, then color, then he does like slow motion. I mean, he's
Yeah.
like very free. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
something I really
True.
appreciate because he
Yeah.
didn't have to, like he doesn't want to fit, like, and it works very well.
Right, right, right. Somehow it works, right? I feel like when someone tries to mimic his style, it's not going to be I don't know. I don't think it's going to be authentic cuz like he was not mimicking. Like for some reason like he was like chosen to be like the brilliant one to come up with this like really distinctive style and was able to like translate it through like I don't know his like works, I guess.
Yeah, I think I mean, I don't know what he's doing now because I think he's doing a TV shows, but I haven't seen anything of him. But recently, but and I was in Toronto and I saw Left-Handed Girl. It's that Taiwanese film that was in Cannes and that was like produced and edited and like written by Sean Baker with this like Taiwanese filmmaker.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, it's by Netflix. It's a Netflix film. And so I saw it in Toronto, and because I was curious, it opened Critics Week in Cannes this year, and I mean it was good. It's a little cute because it's like about three generations of girls, and like the younger one is like, I don't know, 7. She's very cute. She's a good actress. So it's a very cute film, which bothers me a little bit. But and it's also really like definitely inspired by the shooting style of like Wong Kar-Wai.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
me, it was like, sorry, this is, um, for me, it was like, it troubled me. Like, I wish she was like walking away. I mean, sure, it's great, but like, you can recognize the style, and I feel like she should have done her own thing. I mean, maybe that
Right.
wasn't like an influence,
Right. Right.
but it just clearly was when I was watching it. It was good, but I didn't think it was like, it was the first feature, which is pretty impressive. But you should check it out because it's gonna be on Netflix, I think.
What's it called again?
Left-handed girl,
Left-handed girl. Okay, I'll check it out.
and it's produced by Sean Baker.
That's great. So I've seen like half of it. I didn't get to finish Happy Together, but yeah,
Did
I
you
saw.
watch when there's like they're like he's in the waterfalls?
I don't think
Oh no,
I got no
there's
no.
a scene. It's yeah,
Like I'm
and
like
the scene in the taxi.
30. I'm like,
Okay,
oh, in the taxi.
yeah,
Yes,
when they're like in the taxi.
after one of them was like beaten up. Is that?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, also that's why I was gonna say, like, I've seen the color changes. I've seen like the city view, like city shots and stuff. And like what I've noticed is how that film can capture like this very toxic love. It is very, very toxic. It's violent, but
yeah,
it manages to like catch those like tender moments in a way
yeah.
that, like
Like
you
I'm
said,
thinking,
it can happen to anyone. It can happen in any relationship. And I think that's like I don't know, it's like it's beautiful and tragic at the same time, you know?
it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
not just talking about it again. I want to watch it again. And the actors are insane, and like the younger one killed himself. Like I think not too long after, or no, maybe 10 years later, maybe.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
And
Wow.
then Tony Leung is like an international superstar. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I
yeah.
love him so much. Like I'm like, it's such a good show now. And
Like,
again, like I think, yeah, I think it captures that kind of tragic, like impossible love,
yeah.
or like
Yeah.
relationship. But they keep on trying. So
Yeah, it's like when I was like, well, I'm 30 minutes in, but still I was like, how are they gonna survive this? Like, it's at the point of like no return. Like, it's too much
yeah,
violence, too much like disappointment already, and I'm not like even halfway in. So yeah, it was like I was watching it, I'm like, fuck, this is crazy.
yeah. And then like you'll see, he's also at the end, like like the cam. I remember like because they're in Argentina, and then he goes back to Hong Kong, I think.
Right.
And so then the shot switches, so it's upside down because he's like changing the side of the
Right.
world. So it's really cool. Like
Shit.
there's those like visual, like
Right.
the shot is upside down. So those things. It's like he doesn't care what people think. He just goes for it. So
Right. Have you ever seen it on the big screen or no?
yeah, yeah, of course, many
Oh
times.
yeah, yeah, perfect. Because I saw In the Mood for Love. I think it was Metrograph, and that was
Yeah,
like my first time.
I saw Happy Together at Metrograph too again.
Oh my god, amazing. And I saw Fallen Angels. And what I like remember about Wong Kar-Wai is how before I became aware of the filmmaker Wong Kar-Wai, I think I was first exposed to like his aesthetics, because I was on Tumblr. I was like 13 and I was on Tumblr, and a lot of like pictures from shots from his movies were heavily like reposted and
Mm,
used as like reference. So I don't know, I think it's just interesting, like if you talk about the aesthetics of Wong Kar-Wai with people my generation, I feel like
mm,
they it would remind them of like Tumblr, like 2013 Tumblr. Well, I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like I don't want to. Well, for me, well, before before I became aware of like who Wong Kar-Wai is, I was like, oh, that's like the Tumblr aesthetic. So
Mm.
yeah, it's just interesting. Well, so that's Wong Kar-Wai, and I think I have not heard of your second pick. Like
Yeah, so
it's
that's the most recent one, and I don't blame you for it. It
yeah.
came out in theaters this year in the US, but it's a French film. I mean, I'm French. I also watch a lot of French films.
You do.
But I think this is from very different from Wong Kar-Wai because it addresses like a social issue. It's called The Story of Souleymane. It was like really, I mean, talking about press, like the press was insanely positive. It was like, he won, like the lead actor won the best, actor at the Cannes Film Festival. Like, it's about Suleiman is a how do you say an immigrant without papers
Right.
and in Paris and who's a delivery guy. So like you follow him in Paris, like from when he wakes up and he's at a shelter, and then he goes like in Paris on his scooter, and then delivers stuff, gets treated really badly. Like you see, it's like a thriller, kind of almost documentary about what it's like to have no papers and waiting for your papers, and then in the meantime trying to survive. And it's really what I really like about those kind of films. And I haven't seen, like, for example, It Was Just an Accident, which I think the Jafar Panahi film that won the Palme d'Or in Cannes this year is like when you can make a very suspenseful, like entertaining film while also addressing like social issues. And I think the story of Suleiman is one of those films where like it's really gripping. You're like
Right.
you're really siding with the character and you're
Yeah.
following him, and you really hope that he's going to be successful, that he's going to get
Right.
his papers so that he can stay and like he can help his family over in his home country. Like, and you can see the challenges of it. It's very, very powerful. I mean,
Yeah.
it's with like unknown actors. It's but it was a massive success in France. The press was phenomenal. Like he won the actors, and the guy had never acted before, and
Wow.
it was like a kind of a true story. He didn't have papers when he was shooting, and then because of the film, got papers after to stay in
No
France.
way.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my god,
yeah.
that is
So
powerful. That's crazy. So it was in competition with It Was Just an Accident with by
no, no, no.
Panahi?
It was in like I think I can't remember the name of the section in Cannes, but it was last year.
Oh, okay.
It was
Oh.
just an accident. Was this year?
All right. Oh,
I
okay.
mean, it takes a long time for films to get released. I mean, unless they're in the Oscar race, like Story of Suleiman was screened in May 2024. It got released in August 2025, and luckily it got a theatrical release, but that's pretty rare. Whereas It Was Just an Accident screened obviously in Cannes this year, and then it's getting a theatrical release in October here, I think. So that's shorter because they want the film to be in the Oscar race. So in order to qualify to be in the race, you need to like have a theatrical release before the end of the year. So before December 31st.
Okay. Who? Wait. Who is it? By?
Neon. Oh, and no, so Neon is releasing, and the film is by Jafar Panahi. He's the Iranian filmmaker.
Oh, really? This one?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god! Like I really have not seen. I've not read it. I've not read about it at all. Wow.
Well, it's gonna be playing at New York Film Festival. I haven't seen it, but I have to see it soon.
Oh, okay. I have to see it. I have to see it. Well, I want to talk to you about like movie festivals, just because we have been talking about like festival movies. I don't know. I feel like a lot of like like Indonesia. I feel like Indonesian audiences, we have really little knowledge of film festivals and how it works, and I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like we have a lot of interest in that. We have a lot of like ambitious and brilliant filmmakers who really want to get like their films out there, but they just don't know where to go and like what first steps you should take and which festival you should go. Like, yeah, and I want to, I want to ask you about that. Like, where do you think they should start? Like from, from like the festival standpoint, I guess.
I mean, I think obviously like the usual suspects, like there are A-tier, like there are tiers to festival selections. So like you
Right.
have the A-tier festival, the B-tier, I mean, obviously the A-tier selection is like Cannes, like the whole calendar, like this is Sundance, Berlin, um, maybe South by Southwest, but it depends. Like internationally, you have better festivals for international films than US films. So I think Sundance and South by Southwest is very much geared towards like American cinema, not international cinema.
Right.
Whereas the bigger like Berlin, Cannes, Venice, Toronto, and Toronto is struggling now, I think. But I think Berlin, Venice, and Cannes already are like, if you get selected in those, it's a pretty good sign for the rest, especially if it's a first feature.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back a bit. What does ATR and DTR?
A tier, like an A
Oh, A
tier.
tier. Okay, 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 okay. Oh,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
B tier. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like
Okay.
high, it's just like the top.
Right, 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 right. I remember. I remember when I was working with you, you had news for me that you took a meeting with the Indonesian producer for Kakak and Desa Penari, and I remember, and I was telling you all about that. I was like, this is like the most popular horror release of all time. Um, and then yeah, it was like I think it was like one of the first big movies after COVID for us, and I think Indonesia is really big on horror movies, so that was like a big deal because it was like adapted from like a, if I'm not mistaken, a Twitter thread, and yeah, it attracted a lot of attention from like audiences. I think it reached like 9 million audience. I guess I don't know. Like it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah,
And then they submitted to TIFF, right?
yeah. They
And
got into TIFF, I
then
think.
TIFF, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was TIFF. But at the end they didn't make it, and I want to hear
They
like
didn't make it to TIFF.
I don't.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you're right. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
They didn't
Okay,
make
yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because we were like, you gave me the link because I hadn't seen it too because it was released in Jakarta. I was in New York by then, so I watched it with my British friend, and she was like, "What the fuck are they doing?" Right? Like she didn't understand a thing. But I'm just wondering. I'm curious, like from your perspective, like why didn't it work? When you saw it, do you think that it had any chance?
I think that's a great question. I think there could be multiple reasons why the film didn't make it. One of them is like maybe there was a similar one from another country, and like it wouldn't make sense with the overall program. It had nothing to do with the film.
Right.
Sometimes it's like just political or like contextual. Like you're gonna pick a film like this year. There were a lot of films about like Palestine, and obviously
Right.
because like it's the time we're living in. So I think maybe there was another film that was similar, or like you know,
Right.
they it could be something else than the film itself. That's what I mean.
Right.
I'm not sure why it didn't make it in the first place. I mean, I think maybe it was like sometimes it's too commercial or like it's not enough. But I don't think that was the case. I do think it's um probably the context of it, like what else was playing at the same time or something. But I
Right.
also think that they should also take in consideration like the countries that are not represented at these like really lead festivals, like they should spotlight the countries that don't get a chance to show their own films, and I guess Indonesia is one of them.
Right. Yeah.
You know but it's hard for me to tell why it didn't get in. I just think that you shouldn't focus on the actual film. Sometimes it's very political too.
Right. Right. I guess I mean it's true even with our like local award circuit and whatever, it's like it's all very very political, and I one of the things that I remember from you was like you told me like the Oscars is like a it's like running a political campaign,
Yeah.
and I guess it's kind of the same as like yeah, like um yeah, running a campaign, like getting people to elect your films, I guess, and like you're convincing the Academy members and stuff, and
Yeah.
like when you're in a way when you're like when you get elected as like one of the members, it like becomes this I don't know, like this big deal because Indonesia one of like the one of the two people who are in the academy as like as members.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, anyways, so the academy just like appointed this other female director, the second
Mm-hmm.
Indonesian female director who to have gotten to the like the academy, and it was just like a really big deal, and it just felt like a big achievement. Like, oh, you're finally getting like a seat in the table.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like so sometimes like the conversation about like awards and stuff, it becomes like, is it really purely like we're choosing like the best out of the best, or is it like choosing the best uh, the most convenient out of the best, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like that. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot like that. Yeah.
But honestly, I still love it. Like, I don't know why. I feel like award season like really, I don't know, keeps this industry going, I
Yeah, but I mean,
guess.
it's the best of the best. I mean, they also like won prizes, and like
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
very robust like filmmakers that have a
Yeah.
track record. Obviously, it's not they don't get to where they are from like out of nowhere. I mean, they have
Right.
like a track record. So
Exactly. I just so we I think Indonesia just picked its like submission for the international feature
sure, yeah.
at the Oscars, and it's like this movie called Sore. It's a theatrical release. It didn't get submitted into any festivals. I think I don't think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was like one of the year's biggest releases, and a lot of fans are really pumped about it, and they're like, I really hope we make it this time. That's how much people are praising, like people are like thinking highly of the movie. But that's why I just wanted to talk to you about like film festival, like an award circuit, like because it's so hard to be optimistic once you know how it really works and once you know how to get there. But I feel like it's really important. I don't know. I feel like Indonesia has a really passionate industry filled with like
Mm.
people, like filled with like filmmakers and audiences who are like, we really love movies and we really care about like storytelling, and we want to, I don't know. I feel like our country deserves some more recognition. And I just feel like, I don't know. That's why I want to learn from like you or like journalists or other like publicists who can like, I don't know, offer any insights about like, it's hard, but like this is like how you guys can get there step by step. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I think that's the story of my life. It's getting a
Right.
little easier, but honestly, like, yeah, the beginnings are just to get noticed and like to be like kind of. I mean, I think getting a publicist is the first step, also to get at a festival to get noticed, so that you kind of stand out from the crowd. Like you have someone
Right.
holding your hand to like guide you through the experience, because when
Right.
you have no idea, like you don't know how to pick the opportunities, so but I think it's hard, but it's when it works out, when you're like when you have coverage, when you're meeting new people that are going to help you for other things, for your future, or for whatever else. Like these are like the small victories. It's like you have to look at things in the longer term, not just
Right.
like this one festival selection and then you're getting not much out of it. I think you're getting a lot out of it by being on that scene, on that stage of like the
Right.
festival world. Because,
Right.
but you have to. I mean, for me, I'm getting a little bit. It's better now, but like just hustling and like being anxious about it's not going to work out, or like no one cares, or But the quality of the film is obviously what matters the most, because
Right.
like
Right.
critics are not going to review something. I mean, talking about political and selections and stuff, this is not for journalists. I mean, they're gonna like it or not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
regardless of who made it or how it was made or who selected it or whatever.
Yeah. Right. So I want to ask you like a few last questions. I feel like one of my earliest impressions of you was that you know what you like and what you don't like, even with like the films you're working on. So, and I feel like nowadays it's really hard for people to like develop their own tastes. because of social media and like, the lack of individuality, and with like algorithms like ruling your media consumption in a way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like as in a way, you're working with independent cinema. You're working with lesser known films, right? And you're trying to get it out there, and it's hard when mo- people are nowadays, they are driven by what's popular and what's viral.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I just want to. I'm just like curious from your perspective, like how important it is to develop your own taste. Like why is it so important to like still have autonomy over like your media consumption in a way, like deciding for yourself what you want to watch, and consciously like choosing to support films that independent films, for example, and choosing to support small filmmakers who are just starting out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it's not, I don't think there's an answer. I think it's like I know my taste. I think I have very uh you know specific tastes. Like I
Yeah.
don't like big productions. Like I don't like, I will, all these movies, especially in America, that makes so much money at the box office. I don't even know what they are. I don't even know, I haven't seen them. Like I think maybe like there are exceptions. Obviously, I haven't seen it yet, but I would like to, like Sinners, like or like Get Out. These films, I guess, are semi-independent. I don't know, but
Right.
um, so for me, it's not a choice. I don't like the bigger production. Like I have no interest.
Yeah.
I I like art, I guess. Like I like
Yeah.
film as a piece of art, and also a way to learn about new cultures, and like
Yeah.
being kind of mixed with like different personalities. Like I think as a publicist, like what I prefer is my relationship to the filmmakers. Like I really love having this like very privileged like relationship of people that really trust you and your vision, and like the way that you want to help with the film, like, and
Yeah.
help them navigate the festival or the theatrical world, because it's hard. Like you are like
Right.
with your own ideas, but you need someone to guide you. So I don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I watch things online. I don't really do TikTok. I don't have it, but like Instagram, I watch like a lot. Like sometimes I'm watch like scrolling videos, and it's such a waste of time, but I do it anyway, and like I waste like hours of sleep because of it, which is stupid.
I know. I know.
But I don't have any problem with like I don't make constant I mean conscious choices about um like what to work on. Like I only work on things that really speak to me, and it happens to not be like larger production.
Yeah. Period.
But I mean, maybe
Yeah.
I'm the only one. Like I don't know. Like I think also I'm not American, so I think there's an entertainment aspect of things here that doesn't exist in Europe as much. So people go to
Yeah.
see the movies, they buy some popcorn, like they just want to be entertained, and that's it. Like for me, like cinema is a little bit more than that. I look for other things in cinema, whereas
Yeah.
people just see it as a tool of entertainment, which is completely fine.
Right. Right.
Like
Right.
it's just different ways to see things. I mean, I um
That's true.
I just have more affinities with like international independent cinema,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And that is really cool, actually. Like for real. Like even yeah, even with me here, it's like I don't really attend like screenings here as much as I did in New York, just because like the infrastructure for like theaters here, most of them are in like malls, big malls, and you have to
Mm.
really dress up, like really shower before you watch a movie.
Really?
And yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like it's not as easy as like accessing like smaller independent theaters in New York. Like you have to like get in the mall, like go to the third floor for it. It's like all of the
Mm.
theaters here are mostly like the Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Olamo Draft House.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I see.
it's not as casual here, anyways. But I do miss
Oh well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just do miss going to like random screenings in New York. Well, anyways, I think that's like all
Yeah.
we have for
Yeah, I think this was
today.
good. I like talking about these things. I do
I
have
know,
another
me
call right
too.
after, so
Me too, me too, me too.
uh,
Like
you have another
it's
call
great.
and it's late for you.
Hmm?
It's really late for you guys,
It
no?
is, it is. Well, I have one more call, I think, but let's see, let's
Really?
see. Let's see, I don't know. Like I'm really tired at this point.
No, I'm sure. But why don't you look at the schedule for New York Film Festival? Like, let's set up a meeting with Tyler, and we can
Yeah.
see what we can help with next week or whatever. I don't know. Like, or just tell like you can commit to several days if you want,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's do that next
or
week.
like part-time days.
Actually, end of this week is better just because I have to I'm
Yeah,
leaving this
exactly. Before
Saturday.
you
Yeah,
leave.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like
All
maybe
right.
Friday you can talk to him.
Yeah. Okay, that
But we have to see
sounds
with the time difference.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That sounds good. Well, Anne, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. It's been a pleasure, really.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, yeah,
I like
yeah.
doing this. I'll do it more in the
Yeah,
future.
right. You should. You
Yeah,
should.
it's
You
nice.
should. We'll
Yeah.
do like a second episode or something.
Well, I look forward to hearing it. You'll have to send it to me.
Yeah. Oh, I will, of course. But I have like
Yeah.
7 episodes lined up. Fuck.
Oh my God.
I know.
Wow.
I've been doing a lot of this
That's great.
so
I
that
bet it's a
I
great
don't have to
way.
think about it when I'm in New York, so I can really enjoy being in the city. Yeah.
Nice.
Just have to get this up and running as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I know
Okay,
it's
thank you very
still
much. I
early.
had a really nice time. It was very
Me
interesting for me to do
too.
this. So,
Me too. Well, thank you, Anne. I'll see you in New York.
okay, good night. Be careful.
Well, I'll see you soon. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Okay, see you soon. Bye.